let's take a look at the top overpowered healing anime of 2025. Now, healing magic is usually seen as support only or passive, but this anime shows us what happens when healing power goes way beyond support to downright overpowered. Whether it's turning the tide of battle, facing off against monsters solo, or even rewriting time itself, these characters prove that healing magic can be one of the most broken abilities in anime. Starting off at number 5, Redo of Healer. We all know that Keyaru is a goon, but make no mistake, this man is OP. His healing powers aren't just for injuries. He can absorb memories, feel abilities, and completely rewrite people's minds. Thanks to the hero's armament, he's able to turn back time to undo the trauma he experienced. And instead of being your typical hero, he chooses revenge, carried out in dark, twisted, and disturbing ways. It's brutal, it's graphic, and honestly, it's one of the most controversial anime of the past few years. So why is it number 5? Because while Keyaru is undeniably powerful, the mature content and themes definitely limit its reach and rewatchability. Even Goblin Slayer fans might think twice. But in terms of raw healing power used in the most insane ways, Keyaru earns his spot here. Next on the list is the healer who was banished from his party is in fact the strongest. Try saying that title 3 times fast. Raust is your classic underdog, kicked out of his party because he didn't fit the mold of a proper healer. He only knows the basic heal spell, or so everyone thinks. But Raust's healing has a unique ability called layering, stacking multiple healing effects to create something far more powerful than any advanced magic. And he's not just some timid cleric staying behind the tanks. Raust charges into battle, soloing high-level monsters and using combat techniques you wouldn't expect from a so-called support class. Plus, there's a mysterious transformation that boosts his power even further. Let's just say, if his former party saw him now, they'd be begging to take him back. At number 3, we have the Great Cleric. Luciel isn't born overpowered, and that's what makes his story so satisfying. After dying in the real world, he's reincarnated into a fantasy realm with one mission: survive. He discovers that the Healers Guild charges insane prices, which pushes him to become a healer himself, one who's affordable, honest, and actually wants to help people. But that journey isn't easy. Luciel trains hard, improving his mana reserves, studying healing techniques, and most importantly, learning how to fight. He gets trained in martial arts by one of the most respected warriors around. By the end of the first season, Luciel's not just casting heal, he's diving into dungeons, facing monsters head-on, and dishing out holy damage like a full-blown paladin. This is the kind of character development that makes the payoff so much sweeter. He earns his power, and that deserves respect. Next up at number 2, the wrong way to use healing magic. Ken Usato is your average high school student who accidentally gets isekai'd alongside 2 classmates. But while they get flashy combat powers, Ken is stuck with healing magic. At first, it feels like a disappointment. But then he meets Rose, a warrior who doesn't care about feelings, and immediately throws him into brutal training. And that's when we learn healing magic isn't just for healing. By reinforcing his body with healing energy, Ken boosts his stamina, his strength, his reflexes, even his endurance. He becomes fast enough to keep up with elite fighters and durable enough to shrug off direct attacks. Healing turns him into a one-man army who refuses to stay down, and he does it all while keeping that good guy energy. He's humble, relatable, and just wants to protect people. That combination of heart and OP skill is why Ken makes it this high on the list. And finally, number 1 goes to the brilliant healer's new life in the shadows. Zenos is another case of a healer being exiled from their hero party, but instead of falling apart, he reinvents himself in the shadows. He relocates to the slums, a place full of sick, injured, and forgotten people. Without a healer's license, he can't operate openly, so he sets up a hidden clinic where he treats those in need for almost nothing. And that's just the setup. Zenos' healing is next level. We're talking full regeneration, the ability to buff allies with massive strength boosts and magical attacks that are super effective against ghosts and undead. And unlike other healers, Zenos is calm, calculated, and has the vibe of a secret final boss. He doesn't need a flashy team or titles. He does it all in the background and still outclasses most heroes. That combination of low-key mystery and top-tier healing power puts him at number 1, no question. Well, that's all I've got for today. These are my picks for the top 5 overpowered healing anime of 2025. Did I miss one of your favorites? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more anime content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.